Robert F. Kennedy Jr. is investigating a possible lawsuit against sexting New York Magazine writer Olivia Nuzzi, who allegedly bombarded him with increasingly pornographic photos and videos while tricking him into unblocking her numbers, according to a mutual friend. Kennedy, 70, has hired security expert Gavin de Becker to probe the saga because he is allegedly pursuing civil and potentially criminal litigation against the 31-year-old star political reporter, according to Jessica Read Kraus, who knows them both. This had nothing to do with romance, de Becker said of the sordid saga. He was being chased by porn. Nuzzi, who was placed on leave last week, allegedly tricked the married politician into receiving her racy messages after he first blocked her number over a flirtatious remark she made just 2 weeks after her profile on him was published in November 2023, according to Kraus. A few weeks later, Nuzzi emailed him, asking to be unblocked, claiming she had urgent information about a hit piece being prepared against him, Kraus wrote on her House and Habit Substack. He unblocked her for that conversation, but later that night, she sent him a provocative picture, prompting him to block her again, Kraus alleged. For the next 8 months, Kraus claims, Kennedy kept the Washington correspondent's number blocked, aside from a handful of times when she reached out from different emails and numbers, insisting they speak for urgent discussions about an imminent hit piece. Once unblocked, she bombarded him with increasingly pornographic photos and videos that he found difficult to resist. After brief exchanges, he would block her again, Kraus alleged. Other friends Kraus said she spoke to believe Nuzzi allegedly set him up. The Post reached out to Nuzzi about the latest claims, but didn't hear back immediately. Kraus, for her part, said she had unexpectedly formed a friendship with Nuzzi late last year over their mutual coverage of Kennedy. But she became suspicious after the reporter started inundating her with personal questions about him. Olivia would ask me almost intimate questions about him and his relationships with staff and his wife after each campaign stop, who he was seen talking to, what his mood was like, and whether he showed any signs of flirtation, Kraus wrote. There was an undercurrent of fascination that went beyond journalistic intrigue, bordering on obsession. Her constant desire for updates, coupled with the tone of her inquiries, made it clear she wasn't merely reporting, she was weaving some kind of fantasy. Meanwhile, a source close to the Kennedy camp had earlier told the Post that Nuzzi had become obsessed with the ex-candidate after interviewing him at his home in California and pursued him via text to the point where he repeatedly had to block her. She went after him aggressively, the source said. She targeted him pretty hard. Bobby was blocking her continually. It was a little scary. She was obsessed with him. I think she still is. Nuzzi's camp has previously pushed back on the allegations that she was the aggressor and instigated the relationship, but didn't deny the digital tryst was tumultuous at times. It's absolutely untrue that she was the aggressor, but both parties were aware of how high pressure and high risk the circumstances were, and for that reason their communication was very on and off, a person with knowledge of the situation told the Post. The details emerged after Nuzzi was placed on leave from the magazine last week, after admitting to a non-physical personal relationship with a former 2024 campaign subject. Sources told the Post that the star reporter had allegedly been sexting Kennedy while she was engaged and he was married.